Well, Von Miller's one of those guys that you mentioned, obviously, on Denver that would keep them as a Super Bowl contender, and he's been there, of course, before. He said this in Denver on 9 News. He said, quote, I'm comfortable with Drew, meaning Drew Lock. I'm comfortable with Teddy Bridgewater. He went on to say that General Manager George Payton and John Elway, who's the president of football operations there, are the guys to get him. He said, if A-Rod, meaning Aaron Rodgers, is out there for us to get him, those are the 2 guys to have on the job. But of the 2 quarterbacks that he mentioned in Drew Lock and Teddy Bridgewater, he said they've impressed the hell out of me, and impressed the hell out of everybody during OTAs. So I'm super excited for those guys. Another year for Drew Lock. I think this will be the time for him to turn it on. So either way we go, it's looking bright for us. Can you translate what Von Miller's trying to say there?
I'm super excited for them, not for myself, because I'm trying to win another championship. And if Aaron Rodgers is available, which he is, my 2 guys in the front office should go and get him because they have the power to go do it. I don't really have the necessary power to do it, but I am speaking on behalf of the rest of the team. And I would like to have a different quarterback underneath the center as we start the 2021 season. Right. That's what he's saying.
Yeah. I like these guys, but if we can get Aaron Rodgers, I'll
still like them, but
I like them better when they're in another jersey. Well, how about Peyton Manning, who was a final piece in Denver to winning a championship? He goes there. He had a record-setting season, and then he won a Super Bowl in the year after. It wasn't great, obviously, the year they won the Super Bowl. He didn't have to be. The defense was what got it done, but he still got them a Super Bowl. He said this on MLB Network. He said, quote, about Aaron Rodgers and the potential of him going to Denver. He said, my gut is he's not coming to Denver. My gut is Denver's going to have Drew Lock or Teddy Bridgewater be their quarterback. At this point, you got to kind of know what your plan is. You can't be having a new quarterback 3 weeks before the season. So you think it's too late at this point for a trade to happen?
No, it's not too late, but I understand where Peyton is coming from. I mean, it's very difficult to have a new presence in a locker room at that position right before the season starts because there's so much that needs to be done from an install standpoint, getting him up to speed. I don't know the terminology in which the offense is in Denver, if it's similar to what he's already running in Green Bay. I'm sure there's some concepts that's very similar, but the terminology may be a little bit different. So it'll take him a little bit of time to get up to speed, to understand the terminology, to be able to spit it out in the huddle when he gets it from the sidelines into his helmet, understanding the precision of the routes that's being run. Remember, he's been with Devontae Adams for however many years. Right. He's been with Lazar. I mean, so it's a little bit different. He can do it. There's no question about it. It just becomes a little more difficult. And the longer you wait, the more difficult it becomes. That's why I continue to argue about if they need to do it, they need to do it now. If you want to maximize that value.
The camp opens in 2 weeks.
If you want to maximize the value, let's get it done. Why play around and say, well, we're going to trade him in the season, we're going to trade him after the season? Because if you're trading him after the season, guess what? We all know that you're trading him after the season. Mm-hmm. We may not be as desperate in 2022 for a quarterback as we are right now. So because there's going to be teams. Let's take Denver Broncos, for instance. Denver Broncos may not be desperate for Aaron Rodgers after this season. They may be like, okay, we're starting all over. We're hitting the reset button. We got enough draft picks. We like our defense. We're firing the coach. We're now picking at the 4th spot. We like that young quarterback because we're going to build for the future. Von Miller's off our books, da-da-da-da-da.
Right. So they might no longer be in the market for him.
They might not longer be in the market.
So this would be the time. But the only problem is that it's such a small market because you mentioned Denver, maybe Miami. But aside from that,
Miami,
who else is out there that would – look, and just for reference, when Brett Favre was traded from the Green Bay Packers, he was traded to the New York Jets in, I think, the first week of August. The training camp had already opened. Like, they already were underway.
Yeah, but it wasn't like Brett Favre was – but also Brett Favre came to a West Coast system. Remember, he didn't. It was very similar to what very familiar what he was in Green Bay. Then remember when he went to Minnesota, Brad Childress, who was a coach under Andy Reid, Andy Reid was West Coast system guy from Green Bay. So it all kind of was the same pot. He didn't have a huge learning curve.
They also,
but I'm trying to think another
before
team.
He got hurt. They had a fantastic start. I mean, the Jets looked like they were going to be a Super Bowl contender before his injury. So,
oh, God, here we go.
No, seriously, no. That trade ended up turning into something that could have been great. Mike Tannenbaum will certainly tell you all about it. But the injuries changed everything, and then of course it didn't turn into what they had hoped it would be. But that's there's not a big market for the Packers, so they're really not dealing with a lot of teams. You go to the offseason, there'll be a lot more teams that might say,
I wonder if the Raiders would just do something like that. I'm just trying to think of
do the Raiders have enough?
I mean, I don't know. You can get creative.
Well, they certainly got a lot out of the Khalil Mack trade, didn't they?
But they waste. I mean, they not wasted, but they used all that up.
Yeah.
By now,
yeah,
I'm just trying to think if Jon Gruden would move on from Carr if he can get Aaron Rodgers, and is that enough to? I don't know. Whatever it is,
put them over the top
enough
in the AFC,
to get them in a position and make you think that they could compete in the AFC West along with Kansas City to start with, let alone the AFC.
I think if you're the Raiders, it doesn't matter if this makes you a Super Bowl contender right now.
But they may
you're
think
in
it
Vegas
does, though.
For your brand, that's a trade you make, if you ask me. For that brand? For them?
Yeah,
I'm not doing this for
I'm just trying
this
to
isn't
think
my
of,
one and done trade. I'm not doing this because I want to win right now. This could be, again, Peyton didn't win his first year with Denver.
Aaron Rodgers got 5 years left. Easy.
That's what I'm saying. See, there are some teams that might not be Super Bowl, final piece of a Super Bowl yet.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean you don't make that trade.
I'm just trying
and
to
then
think,
get yourself to that point.
What teams, would the
keep going
Washington football team say, we like you, Fitzy, but goodbye? And with Aaron Rodgers, welcome that with a solid defense.
Would he want to go there?
Welcome that with a solid defense.
Yeah.
What other teams?
New York Giants.
But the Giants not going to do that.
Why?
Because they feel like they got Daniel Jones.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN Plus right now.